We will be presenting at AACR a multi-center clinical trial that adds a RAS inhibitor, daraxonrasib, to chemotherapy in patients who have metastatic pancreatic cancer. So pancreatic cancer is difficult. It often presents with advanced disease. And unfortunately, we don't have as many therapies as we would like to treat patients with this kind of cancer. We have known, though, for now several decades, that one gene is mutated in almost 95% of pancreatic cancer, called the KRAS gene. And we've been looking, the whole field has been looking for ways to inhibit the mutations that form in KRAS because that really is one of the main drivers of growth of pancreatic cancer. So daraxonrasib is an inhibitor of this mutant RAS. It's sometimes called a RAS-on multi-selective inhibitor because it actually inhibits multiple of the mutations that can happen in KRAS, which is the gene that's mutated in so many pancreatic cancers. And there now are data with using that drug alone in patients with pancreatic cancer showing that it can be effective. It's not yet approved for use in patients with pancreatic cancer, but has shown effectiveness in early trials. So this was a trial of 40 patients. It's a phase 1/2 trial to add daraxonrasib to chemotherapy, specifically gemcitabine and nab-paclitaxel, to look first at safety and then at how it may work in terms of effectiveness. So I think one of the main take-home points was that it was safe to add the RAS inhibitor to chemotherapy. We saw side effects that you might expect from the RAS inhibitor and from chemotherapy. We know those each can have some side effects. The second piece was to look at the efficacy early on, again, now in a group of 40 patients. And again, that also was encouraging. What we saw was that if you measured the lesions on a CT scan, there were a significant number of patients, actually around 60%, that had substantial reductions in the tumors that were seen on CT scans. This percentage was greater than you see with chemotherapy, suggesting that using the two together may be beneficial. And so the main takeaways from this study were that in a relatively small group of patients so far, using a RAS inhibitor plus chemotherapy seemed to be effective and safe. And this has actually now formed the basis for a large randomized phase 3 trial that will open all over the world, actually, in the coming months in order to test this combination of chemotherapy plus a RAS inhibitor.